All right. Okay. Still had to go the scenic route. Wonder why. Oh. Well, I forgot to hit the go live button, which is weird. It runs two different ways. Because OBS, when it goes through WriterSanctuary, is one way, but if I change it to Crossing Colorado, it's a completely different format. I don't know why. Oh well. So we're waiting on Sam for a moment. But hello, it is Monday, and it's WriterSanctuary. I forgot where I was going with that. It's been a long day. Like, not just because of the review, but just it's been a constant bombardment of crap. So, you are looking slim. Well, thank you very much. I'm trying. I'm getting there. I'm back in the 220s, and I really pushed hard at the gym today, which is part of why I'm so tired. But it was a very exciting day. Between the review, I chewed up 2 hours having to drive people back and forth across Colorado. I didn't get nearly as much done as I wanted to. I did my Reedsy course, but I didn't get to write any of the new book. I haven't been able to write into Fury. It's been a day. And so right now Sam is wolfing down her dinner, so we'll give her a few minutes before we jump into the topic. But I guess I don't need this anymore since it's not working right. Well, it's not even showing. I don't know what's going on here. That is not. Good. It says I have 0 viewers. Whatever. I guess let's go back to Plan B. Anyway, yeah, I'm sleep deprived. I have final projects due tomorrow. After tomorrow, though, the semester will be over. Awesome. Well, there's that. One more day to go. So, that's good. Yeah. I'm just sleep deprived. Always sleep deprived. Right now, I've got my oldest camping out in my living room, and I haven't seen him in like 7 years, so I've been trying to spend as much time as I can with him, but I think the kids are killing me. I'm 47 years old. I shouldn't be going to bed at 12:45, 1:30 in the morning. I'm too old for that shit. Especially since I get up at like 5 and 6. Oh, it's only for another month. No, I love my kids. But yeah, so hey Neil's here, how's it going? Yeah, we're just waiting on Sam. She's finishing wolfing down some um, uh, meatballs. I think they're Italian sausage from Costco. I think they're good. I like them. The teriyaki. I like the teriyaki ones. Those are really good. But yeah, I kind of went off the diet tonight. Kind of feeling sorry for myself, so I pigged out on a bunch of shit I probably shouldn't have eaten. But hey, fuck it. So, and we've got Fireball tonight. I'm not really like, it feels bad, but it is what it is. And Sam and I will talk about it. I wanted to bring up a few things about how to handle a bad review. Um, but I'm not really sure that this reviewer actually read the entire book because there's things that he says in it that is not quite what happens in the book. So it's almost like he skimmed through it and didn't read the last 2 chapters. So the way the book is structured, he would have known some of the main characters. So, and Patrick sent me a burger. Oh, that almost looks like that's a lot of cheese. That almost looks like a burger from Good Times, the way we get them. I've eaten something like that. You ought to see what a Big Daddy looks like. Hey, and here's Sam.
Sorry.
See, doesn't this look like something from Good Times?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah. Just as messy, too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I started kind of just glossing over the review, how some of the things that he says in the review makes me think he didn't actually read the book.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much of it he actually skimmed to it.
I mean,
so, now it sounds like we're just making excuses as to why I got a 2-star. I think that's probably what bothers me the most. Like, even with textbook, I got an average rating. This is below average. I've never been below average in anything. And that's really fucking up my chi. It's from Five Guys, a deep fried burger. Oh, that explains a lot, actually. Looks good.
Yeah.
By the way, hi.
Hi.
Hey, sis. I actually referenced you quite a bit in a blog post recently about I was doing the difference between self-publishing and vanity presses.
So.
Oh yeah, I can see that now. Yeah, the bun is all. Yeah.
Yep.
I did it.
I did it.
Probably shut my brains up for the next 5 days.
So, I don't know. I told Mike I need to go through and reread it again. And see if maybe I overlooked the characters, because the first draft that I read, I came back and I told Mike almost essentially what this guy said, realistically, about the character development and everything like that.
Yours was more that he was a whiny little bitch.
Well, but there was a lot of things. I was like, some of the dialogue's a little stilted. There's not that emotional development with that. Like, I don't... We talked about that, and that's what Mom came back to you with, too, also. Well, then, when he went through and rewrote, he did such a good job of rewriting the character that I didn't get that from it. And now that somebody else has read it and said that, I'm like, well, did I overlook that because I was so excited because you had developed him so much more? And did I miss that it still was like that because you had changed it so much that I was like, oh, thank God? Or was he just over critical on it?
Well, even Kyle says Kyle was skipping through parts of the book just looking at pages.
Random dialogue and stuff to see.
And he didn't know what he was talking about either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But he keeps calling Dimas the protagonist.
I know. Which makes me think
tells me he didn't read the last 2 chapters.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It stings. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not gonna.
What is your favorite thing? What is your favorite thing to say?
Never give up. Never surrender.
Okay. Yes, that is. What's another one?
I got so many of them.
Can't please 100% of the people
100% of the time. Well,
you're going to get bad reviews.
Yeah, people are going to hate for the sake of hating.
And I mean, he may not have been hating for the sake of hating. He may have just not
read the book.
Well, he also may not. He may have just not liked it, and that's okay.
Well, yeah, that's like what I was telling Kyle, is that a good book is subjective. Mm-hmm. There will be people that will love one book and hate another, and vice versa. Like Anne Rice is a good example. Everybody loves Anne Rice writing vampires. I prefer Stephen King's Sam's Lot.
Yeah.
I don't like Anne Rice.
I love Anne Rice.
I don't know what it is about her writing. I just don't like it. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go off and give her bad reviews and shit. But it's just, that proves my point, is that what one person thinks is awesome, another person is not going to like.
Yeah.
Like, everybody loves Twilight. I refuse to read Twilight.
I like Twilight.
Probably because of the stigmata that comes with the movies. And that's not going to happen. But that's a completely different ball of wax.
Right.
But, so yeah, I really don't, I don't know, just some of the things you wrote in that review, I'm not convinced he read the entire book.
And again, it's
because he didn't mention anything of the end at all.
I know.
And that was like, it was uninspired and not groundbreaking.
And, yeah.
I'm like, you did not read the end then.
Yeah.
As far as I know, what I did with Kingmaker is not very common at all.
No, that's exactly it. And I'm like, so I mean, again,
I just don't. I don't think he read the whole thing. Now, when he started picking at the characters seeming more robotic, that I think part of why that hit so hard is because I've been called clinical before in Text Broker.
Yeah.
And that I had no personality. But I thought I overcame that.
I thought that's exactly it. I feel like you did, so...
I'm not sure what he's calling robotic in it.
I don't know either. I will go...
Like, all the things that, like in this Reedsy course I've been taking, Tom Bromley, all the things that Tom Bromley's been teaching is in Kingmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do all the body language stuff, and it just, yeah. I don't know. It just... I wasted $50.
Well, the one lady I watched her videos that self-publishes says never pay for reviews.
Well, I paid the $50 more to see what the service was like so I can write a review about it. So no matter what, I'm getting a blog post out of it.
Yeah.
And a possible video, several videos.
But she says you should never, because you're never going to get, like...
That's why I'm thinking this guy just took the money and ran. I think he skimmed through it. Enough of it to get
the gist of
the interaction between DMS and Claire, but not enough of it to really understand the book itself. I mean, there's no way that anybody would assume what he assumed if they read the last 2 chapters.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's disheartening, but, you know...
It's okay.
All the stuff that I've learned in the past 6 weeks with this Reedsy course. The next video coming up Wednesday, by the way, it's about dialogue. With all the stuff that I've been learning and everything I've written since has just been getting better and better.
I needed to check on Erebeth after her last night. She just got home.
Okay. God, my show's so damn chaotic. Anywho, but yeah, so... I know at first I take things harder than I should. I'm really hard on myself. I'm not to the point where I'll get all depressed and bummed out and give up writing altogether. No. I don't give up even when I should. I'll still keep getting I'm still in the fight. So initially, what I was going to do is take some of the points in the review and see if it's justified. If it is, then see what I can do to fix that to make a better story. If not, then chalk it up to some people just ain't gonna like my shit. That's what it all comes down to. So, I don't know, I had this big long spiel of things I wanted to go over and not necessarily complain about it, but more of trying to adapt to it. But the more I think of it, the more I'm like, I don't know if this guy really did do a review on it. I mean, it looks well thought out. But the more I really read into it, the more I'm like, there's no way. I don't know, maybe I'm just in denial. Which is a possibility. Still, it's still my favorite book. I'm excited for it. I love it. So yeah. But like I was telling Sam, a good book is subjective. When you get bad reviews, essentially just let it roll off your back. I mean, it's going to sting a bit, but if it's a well thought out critique, then you can take what they're critiquing and see if something you need to do needs to be tweaked. If not, then move on. And some people are just going to give you a 1 star and not even tell you why.
Yep. Sorry, I needed to check with her.
And he didn't even bring up the sex scene. I mean, he didn't bring up a lot of the really awesome parts of the book. That's why I'm thinking he didn't read the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's okay.
Let's see if I can find somebody give me another review, but they'll probably give me a 1 star. It's all good. I knew it wasn't going to be an Amazon bestseller. I wasn't expecting some grandiose review from it. I thought at least it was average.
I think it's good. I enjoy it. So. Oh, and I finally ordered.
But can I trust that you're saying that you liked it?
I told you when I didn't like it. I was very honest what I didn't like about it and where I didn't like it.
I could have done is had Dad read it. Because Dad would.
We tried to get your dad to read it. He didn't fucking read it. Yeah. I even gave him a copy, like the
link to it.
The link to it and everything. He didn't.
I don't think he read my first one either.
No.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Shanice did. The day I gave it to her, right there. I'm like, you didn't have to read it.
You didn't just order you a book. Your paperback author copies to just give out to everybody. Yeah. Everybody.
I got 10 paperbacks and 5 hardcovers coming in.
Okay, who's getting hardcovers?
Neil wanted one. Okay. And I was going to mail Mom, Angela, and Clint. Okay. No. Violence.
Go along your neighborhood.
I might have to order more, but
I just wasn't sure if you had books for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Unfortunately, they're not coming in until probably after Christmas.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
I'm so disappointed with Amazon. I am going to start looking for printing my own books next year and seeing what's involved with that. And then sell them directly off the website. I'll still post it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, but yeah, I want to start printing my own. Or at least see what it takes to do that. I'm sure Amazon probably gets one hell of a discount from whoever they use because they do so many copies and stuff. But there's got to be an easier way.
I don't, in all honesty,
I got Kingmaker in 2 days after I ordered it.
I know.
No, why is it taking
longer than that?
No,
it was almost a week.
No, I ordered it on Friday, got it on Monday, like I did last time.
I don't think so.
Yes. And so I can get one book inside 3 days, but it takes 4 weeks to get 10 copies? What, they just like one a day is what they're printing? What? I was able to use a firm, so I got it all in credit.
Why did that not take?
I don't know. Anywho, but he was confused about the point of view shift between DMS and Claire. I'm not sure. The only thing I can think of is in the second to last chapter, or before shit hits the fan, because it was both characters in completely different areas, and so I keep moving back and forth between the two. But yeah. I thought I made it pretty fucking clear.
So I ordered mine on the 13th. I got it on the 17th.
How many days is that?
4.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Isn't that what I just said? You'd think you'd be tired of me being right all the time.
I'm used to it. I just plan on you being right. So.
Anywho, but yeah, that's the only part I could think of where it was. Unless he, like you brought up earlier, because like in the critique of my snippet that I sent in to my instructor, when Tom Bromley pointed out that it was quite a while before I introduced whose point of view that was. I don't know how many times I did that in Kingmaker though. Yeah. But I do it a lot. That I know I do. I gotta fix that. There's a lot of things I know I gotta fix. But would you like to join?
I'm joining. I'm sorry, it tells me I needed payment revision.
For what?
For the stuff I just ordered. And I don't understand why. It should have worked because it was going off of Airbus, not mine. Shit.
Yeah, it was uninspired and no groundbreaking elements to it. I don't.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not. Don't keep dwelling on.
I'm not dwelling. I'm trying to understand where he was coming from. That
I honestly don't think
the groundbreaking thing. I can. There's The ending alone by itself is...
Well, this is why I'm telling you, because I don't know, especially as you keep drinking, that you could not give away spoilers. So...
Well, the book is out. They should have bought it and read it by now. It's been out for 2 months.
You gotta give people more than 2 months.
You misread a book in 3 days?
3 days.
That's rookie
Is it
numbers.
a big book? I mean...
But the reviewer did like my world building aspect. So there's that. I still gotta make a map of that. I have some software that I can use to make a map.
That'd be kind of cool.
I'm hoping that Dungeon Alchemist lets me do it. If not, then I gotta see if I can find one. But Chris made a good point. I should have made a map as part of the printed.
As part of the printed book.
Yeah.
A lot of books have. I actually think this one does.
I can probably still do that. I can still do that. It's just that any book sold before then is
No, maybe it doesn't. I thought it did.
Wouldn't have it. So those would be special editions. Collector's copies. What else we got? They have covered everything. But yeah, a good book is subjective. Oh, I've loved a lot of things that critics hated.
Oh, actually, as a matter of fact, most of the time with a critic's like, I love this movie. I'm like, this was dog shit. Or the ones that are like, this was the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm like, this is my favorite movie.
I remember, here's one for Patrick. I remember when Army of Darkness came out, and critics fucking hated that movie. That is still one of my favorite, it's in the top 3 favorite movies. So, I don't really take a lot of what critics say to heart. Like I said, it's all subjective. It just depends on. Like, you can't be objective as a reviewer, because, well, I guess in some ways you can, depending on the grammar and if certain elements are indeed missing. But everything he brought up, I didn't think was missing. So I think that's what my biggest issue is. I'm perplexed.
Is you don't see where it is. Well, like you said,
I have to quantify everything, and I can't quantify this.
I'll go through and I'll read it again.
I don't know what he's talking about.
It's been long enough since I've read it to be ready to publish.
Yeah. Well, one thing I know.
What?
Yeah. But yeah, so there's that. No one's talking back. What do you guys think? All 2 of you. I don't really know who's watching because YouTube never tells me.
I know. It never actually.
Like sometimes it'll say 3, sometimes it says 4. When there's only like one person chatting. I don't know. Maybe on someone's TV.
Yeah. What else you got going on writing? I mean, you're just talking about the bad review, but what else you got going on?
Oh, well, I've got the new book going.
Yeah.
The new book's coming out nice. That's what I'm using for the Reedsy writing course. IN. I know you are, Neo. You're watching and walking, probably, huh?
Neo, did you read any of the second draft of the book before you got
sidetracked?
Caught up with school? Did you read any of it?
I thought she said she read some of it, but I don't know if she actually got to read.
Well, I know she read some of the first draft. I don't know if she got any of the second draft.
And Chris isn't here tonight, so we can't ask him because I don't think he'd remember anyway. But I got the new book. I gotta give it a name. I'm like 6 chapters in. I still haven't given it a name. It's just running off of its project title. I'm not really sure that title fits the book now.
Well,
the idea behind it kind of did, but now the more I write it, it's like not even close.
Well, I'm sure something will come to you as you're working on it.
Yeah. But that's the one that has been critiqued by a professional author.
Mm-hmm.
And so one student
I know, I can't believe the other student didn't.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
Did you... Oh, no, she didn't even send anything to you either, huh?
No, there's nothing for me to read. So.
Some of the first, but not the second draft. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. I thought Neo only read some of the first and didn't get any of the second.
Right.
Because asking Neo wouldn't help, because in what she read of the first one, yes, that makes sense. Because those were the things... See, and that's one of the things that really kind of gets me. Are the things that this guy said in his review are things that I told Mike after reading the first draft. I mentioned that the character just really was...
Because my goal was to make Sam cry at the end, and she didn't, so I knew I did something wrong.
Yeah. And he was a little bit of a whiny bitch without really having a reason to. His interactions weren't the best, and it was just kind of, you didn't get that emotional connection or anything like that. Well, I thought he did such a better job with the second draft. So... And now I'm worried that I missed it because it was such a difference. So that's what I'm concerned about. Is that did I miss it when I was coming?
Well, like I said, Kyle didn't see anything.
Yeah, when he was going through and looking at dialogue and stuff. So
yeah, I don't know.
Damn it! I keep yawning.
Why would I add any of those people?
I don't know.
I don't know who any of those people are. But anyway, yeah, it's all good. I was like really hurt about it. Not like really like, what was me? That was it stung. But now, the more I think about it, the more relaxed I am about it. Like, The hard part is that when you try to pass yourself off as an expert and a professional, and you start getting some bad reviews, people don't trust those review numbers. Like, think, why would I pay attention to you if you can't do this right?
Yeah.
I've had people hate my videos just because of my background.
Right.
How can I take what you say seriously when your background's a mess or something like that? That's back when we were in Westminster. Like that, my background has nothing to do with the information I'm giving you, which is factual. But people just hate background. That one person hated that I slurred and mumbled through my words.
Yeah.
So people only see that 2 stars are I'll probably lose traffic.
Who's gonna see it?
I am the type of person I will own my fuck ups. So it's already a blog post. It's going to be a Substack. Okay. I'm going to run with it.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like anybody on Amazon is going to see it. It's not like realistically, who's going to see it?
True.
The people who already have read it, have been gifted it. Like, nobody who's going to buy it is going to fucking see it, if I'm honest.
Oh, I'm actually going to make a video out of it.
Okay.
So.
I
don't mind, I put myself out there. So.
Do you have any reviews on Amazon?
Yeah, I've got 4 reviews on A Freelancer's Tale. None for Kingmaker.
None for Kingmaker. I wasn't sure if you'd gotten a review yet.
Nope.
I haven't read my book that I purchased on Amazon yet, so I can't review it.
See how you are? An almost guaranteed 5 stars. She's like, nah.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I get it. I don't want like fake reviews and shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't want to be.
I hate that. And I'm not one of those type of authors. Okay, so there's some authors on Threads right now and Twitter that are like, they say that reviews are only for buying readers, only for the readers, not for the authors. So to ignore them.
Yeah.
You don't grow that way.
No.
A proper critique will point out things like when you and Chris and your mom were pointing out the exact same things, I knew, well, there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
If you get a bunch of reviews that are pointing out the exact same issue, then that's something that you might want to take a look at.
Yeah.
That's how you grow. That's how you become a better author. You can't just ignore those reviews. You can ignore the reviews of people just pulling shit random out of their ass, and
yeah. But you still,
reviews
you're right.
can
You
still be
still have
insightful.
to look at them and.
Well, a critique, even bad ones.
I mean, okay,
can
so if
be
you have
very insightful.
now, if I get what they're saying, like if you have 30 reviews and 27 of them are all 5-star, this book's great, it's my new favorite, blah 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 blah, and 3 of them are like 2-star, this is the worst, and bad character development, and I hated chapter 13, and you can tell it's written by a man, or I'm just telling you what real reviews would look like, honestly. Like,
kind of giving a hint to all the people who are watching. Yeah, chapter 13. Yeah, keep note of that.
but, I mean, so then reviews don't matter. They matter for the person who's buying it. But if you get 30 reviews and 15 of them are like, this character was very one-dimensional and the dialogue was really stilted, and the other 15 are like, oh, it was a good book, then you know that, ooh, I really need to work on my character development. I really need...
Is that part of it, yeah?
Yeah. But, so, I mean, I can see why they say, but at the same time, you need to take into account both things.
Yeah.
So... Damn it, I keep yawning.
Yeah. So.
I mean, so you need to not let them hurt your feelings.
Yeah, it still stings, but I'm not gonna cry over it. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. What it is just gonna fuel my fire to demonstrate what I can do.
Yeah. Learn from it, move on.
Yeah.
I'll go through it again.
There's no such thing as a failure as long as you learn from it. As long as you learn from the experience.
I'll go through it again and make sure that I didn't fail you as an editor.
You failed.
I mean, it's possible I did. I just thought the second draft was so much better.
It was.
And I definitely connected with the characters way better in the second draft than I did, but now...
Still didn't make you cry at the end, though.
Well...
Let's not see. I can't... My mission is to make Sam cry from these books at some point. I have a feeling you will at the end of Fury.
Okay.
Oh, no. Probably not Fury. The
No,
fourth one.
said,
The last...
yeah.
The last book will probably wind up...
Yeah.
Bawling your eyes out. Because I do just thinking about it.
What Mike really wants me to do is chuck the book at him. That's all he really wants in life. Is he just wants me to throw him.
I want to tap that emotion.
Yeah. He wants, like, when I was in Florida and threw the book at Mom. That's the kind of reaction he wants from me.
Yeah.
Because that book broke my heart and I still have never read it again. I love it and I'll read all the books leading up to that book. And sometime I will read it, but I have to prepare myself to read it. I read a book the other night that's the book that I stayed in bed all day reading. So the book I stayed in bed reading all day was the second book. I stayed up until after 1 o'clock Thursday night, because I was off Thursday and Friday. So I stayed up until after 1 o'clock reading on Thursday night I finished the book, but it left me on a cliffhanger. And I was like, fuck, I need to start the next one. Well, I started it and I got past like the cliffhanger part. And I was like, I have to go to bed. Well, then I woke up at 7 a.m. and I was like, I'm just going to read for a little bit. I finally got out of bed at 4:30 in the afternoon. But that book made me cry like 5 or 6 times in those 2 books.
That's what I want.
It really affected my emotions. Like
probably not that much. Dark. It's kind of hard to tap that much out of dark fantasy.
Yeah.
But the last book is definitely.
So in the one that I threw at Mom,
So Michael wants you torn inside out from reading one of his books.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the book that I read that I threw at Mom was the Prune book. And there's this character, I've talked about this many times before. Mm-hmm. There's this character in like 6 of the books. And none of those books are like in a series where they take place in the same time period on the planet. And this one character, he's not a main character in any of these 6 books. He is just a person that's important in these people's lives in the 6 books.
That was me. I hated it.
And
no book for you then.
And at the end of this final book, he dies, and it's a peaceful death. But in those 6 books, by him just being this side character that's this advisor and this friend to all these people in these books, when he finally dies, it broke my heart. Like, it was like my best friend died. I was like devastated by this.
I felt the same way when Deckard Cain got killed in Diablo 3.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Exactly.
Because you get connected to these characters and like, it was Deckard Cain.
That's exactly what, and I cried. Actually, I did more than cry. I was 16, so realistically, I was...
You bawled like a 9-year-old girl.
And I chalked the book at Mom's head. I was so mad. I did more than cry. Like, I sobbed, went out there and flung it across the room at her head. It was like, why did you tell me? And I was like devastated over this. And she goes, because then you wouldn't have read it. And it was an important book in the whole series of books. There's I swear, 500 Prune books. But, it just really pulled it together, and I had to read that book. But I was 16 years old. That was a really long time ago, and I still haven't. I've read all the rest of them at least one other time, and I've never read that one again.
So you're only gonna read the last book once.
Probably.
2 of the characters live.
I know.
I know.
So it just. I want that type of reaction from readers too. I'm tired of other people making me cry.
Like when I'm walking around thinking of the parts of the book that I'm writing, I get emotional just from the scenes from it.
Yeah.
Even some of the dialogue I come up with.
Chris
in the new book, there's a conversation between the 2 characters that it gets me.
Yeah. Chris wasn't here to actually hear what happened with the review and who the review was from. No. He came in late.
See how you are.
So he missed the whole when I wanted his opinion, but he wasn't here. So, yeah. By the way, hi, Chris.
Now, since he's here, ask him.
Okay. So, we have to go over everything that the guy said in the review. That's what I needed to know from him.
Oh, well, he called my writing robotic and uninspired and not groundbreaking.
He said the character was very robotic and not emotional at all. And I know that Chris read at least most of, if not all of, the second draft. And I know that I got that from the first draft, and I was wondering if I missed something in the second draft. If Chris saw it.
I should have made the thumbnail me as a robot.
Yep, you should have.
I'll run with it. We'll make a running joke out of it. For the next, until I publish Fury, it'll be a running joke.
Yeah.
I'm robotic. But like I said, though, is this the review? That's what one of the things that drives me nuts is the review from this guy versus what Tom Bromley said about the latest story.
I know.
That's why I'm thinking he didn't read the whole thing. I'm thinking he skimmed through it.
Yeah.
He wanted to make that money.
It's possible.
I don't know.
But
that's the problem. Is that can you really trust any reviewer?
Because it's all
subjective, no matter what you do.
First of all, it's all subjective. So, which is probably why a lot of the authors
don't pay for it.
Don't pay for it, but say don't worry about the review. That's for because it's all going to be somebody's opinion, no matter what. All a review is somebody else's opinion of it. But
like I pointed out earlier, is if so many people are pointing out the exact same thing, like you, Chris, and your mom all pointed out the exact same weaknesses in the first draft. So at that point, yeah.
Chris, so he bought a review on Reedsy. Where'd you buy the review?
Reedsy Discovery.
On Reedsy Discovery. He bought a review.
It won't be out until the 15th. That's, for some reason, it takes 5 weeks before your book goes live on Reedsy Discovery. So nobody will be able to see the actual review until the 15th.
Yeah.
I am making a video of it on Wednesday, though.
So this reviewer, he finally got the review back today. Mm-hmm. And this reviewer gave his book 2 stars and talked about... I almost want to read everybody the review, honestly.
There it is.
Okay. Kingmaker by Michael Brockbank contains the beginnings of a rich world with some interesting lore, locations, and peoples. Overall, however, the story was let down by weak robotic characters and dialogue. There was ambition and vision, but the execution meant this fantasy story fell into obscurity within the vast crowd of its ilk. The story's robotic nature was its prime letdown. On too many occasions, emotions and motives were explained too outwardly rather than being alluded to, reflected, or implied. Within a story, there should be times when these things are explained to the reader, but never in such obvious or clunky ways, and never on such a regular basis. There was no debate or subtlety to our characters or their decisions. Therefore, the story became dull to read. The way the story was told could also be confusing at times, and this was because the way in which characters' point of view skipped around at times mid-passage. 1 minute you were with Diamus, our protagonist, and the next you were with Claire, his love interest. And at times this was not clear until a few sentences later. As a result, this made the story even more clunky and interrupted the flow as a reader. There's nothing wrong with changing the character perspective, but it should be clear when this is happening. It would have been great to see where this story could have gone if there were characters and writing, or if the characters and writing were stronger. Instead, we got a story that felt like it lacked inspiration and did not contain any groundbreaking elements. If there was one aspect that was most interesting, it was the world that Brockbank was beginning to create. Landscapes and location were described vividly, and there was a sense of the world fitting together seamlessly. There was a feel for the geography, and it helped with the impression of the world. This, teamed with little nuggets of compelling lore and history, showed potential. This story was ultimately probably let down by the core principles of character development and dialogue, though. This is admittedly the hardest part of writing, but it meant for robotic characters, and therefore the story failed to compel.
Yeah.
There you go. I read the review. I felt like that earlier when we were talking about it. I'm like, I just want to read the review to everybody, honestly. So I definitely 100% agree with the story development and the backgrounds and the world. You do such a great job with. And again, I felt like in the first draft, the things that he said, his review is like what I would have given for your first draft review. The characters were difficult, that jumping around. I can't think of a single time in the story, the last time I read it, where I felt like I didn't know who it was or jumping around between
Yeah. Should have wrote a sci-fi so robotic characters would be a plus. It's mine.
So I don't. But again, I'm going to go through and I'm going to reread it now that it's been a little while, now that I don't have the first draft stuck in my head and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so much better. And see if I can feel out what he's talking about. See if I see what he's talking about, or if I just think he's completely off the mark.
Yeah.
Because it will be helpful in your future writing. I mean, it's not going to help Kingmaker, which is already published, but it will be helpful in future writing.
I could rewrite it and re-upload it.
You could. It will be helpful in your future writing to know. I laughed out loud. It's mine.
The robot voice.
So, I mean, if when I go through and I can see what he's talking about, it will help in your future writing.
Yeah. I'm still thinking he didn't read the whole thing.
Yeah. And I wanted to get Chris's opinion on if he felt any of that from the second draft before it was published.
Was robotic.
So
that's okay. I've learned quite a bit from this course so far.
Yeah.
Fury is going to be a fucking bitch in mode.
You already said there's some stuff you got to go back and fix with the stuff you've learned. Yeah.
So it might take me a little bit longer to finish Fury, only because I do want to go back and
incorporate the things.
Make sure it's not robotic. Turn main character into Transformer.
Right.
Robots in disguise.
Transformers.
Yep. Polaris a Decepticon.
No. From Beast Wars.
So bottom line, bottom line is that, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's all good. I wasn't expecting to be a best-selling author from the jump. I fucking hardly ever market it. I've been too busy with everything else.
Yep.
Would have been nice to be rated at least an average from a reviewer.
Right.
I think that's probably what sucks the most, is because I pride myself on being above average in every way, and now...
And then you got 2 stars!
And that
wah, wah,
motherfucker
wah.
went out of his way to prove me wrong.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's all right. And actually, according to Tom Bromley, who I would trust more than this reviewer...
Yeah, he enjoyed what he...
That I am above average.
Yeah, he...
Because he said that I write really well, that there's definitely a story developing here, and
while there's room for improvement, you can tell that you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
that was exactly what he said, right?
The passage he read, he knew, he could see that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fucking A. I trust that more than the paid review.
Yeah. Because
this is coming from a man who also doesn't have a dog in the game. He's the instructor for this master class. He's an uber successful author. This reviewer has done 25 reviews.
Ooh.
And Tom Bromley's been around for 25 years. Well, on both sides of being an author and publishing. So I would trust his opinion more, to be honest.
I agree.
So, yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end on that one. Because, it did upset me.
Kyle and I did a good job talking him back up, though.
Yeah. I take... I'm really hard on myself.
Yes.
So when shit doesn't go right, I beat myself up over it. I could have done this better, could have done that better. But as I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know if I could have done anything better. I don't know about two stars, but just roll with it and see how you make some improvements. I say take those licks and do even better. I do agree that there was more that could have been done with characters. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
That's one thing Tom Bromley pointed out, is that I could have added a little bit more of this to the dialogue, or I could have introduced the characters sooner in the paragraph so there was clarity on it. So he sent me a lot of handwritten notes. I did a video last week on it.
Yeah.
So I do agree. There's a lot I can work on. That's the whole purpose of me going through this masterclass. But yeah, 2 stars is just, I don't know. And if you would have read it, I'm telling you, spoiler alert, That's not the protagonist. That's why I don't. That's why I don't think he read the whole thing. There's no way he could have read that.
Well, unless he was trying not to give away the.
He wouldn't have called DM us what he did, though.
Yeah.
You just don't.
I know.
Put that in.
Okay, what was last week's card?
Last week's card was, today I feel optimistic. Today I will see the beauty and goodness in the hearts of every person I interact with. I don't interact with anybody.
Right.
So hopefully you guys did that. I don't know, I had a really bad fucking day all around. And this week's card, footage. I guess I won't put them away until we decide, vote to keep it. Today I am learning. Today I will focus on learning to grow into a better person. Theme of tonight, I guess. So that's our card today.
I feel called out by the card.
Today I am learning. Today I will focus on learning to grow into a better writer, a better author, better person, better everything. Require me to leave the house. Well, that's one review. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. Just keep writing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I am not some of these people who will take a bad review and then give up, throw in the towel, and say fuck it. There's a Substack coming out on Wednesday about it. I don't give up, ever. And even when Tax Broker rated me as an average writer, I knew I was average. Yeah, I've never done it before.
So
I spent a year and a half.
Learned and
took me a year and a half to quit my job so I could write full time, and now I can pay my mortgage and credit card bills. So, all I'm going to do is, okay, I got 2 stars. This is just one review. Let's learn and grow and become a professional in a year and a half. I wonder if that'd take me that long.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
I'm betting a year.
Yeah.
By the time the last book of the Witchem series is done, I'm going to be a badass. That's my goal.
I can see it. Good.
Whatever.
Whatever.
No, but that's how I started my career as writing in the first place. I didn't let the one average review slow me down. I wasn't my friend who went fucking ballistic over it. I decided I'm going to learn everything I possibly can to become the best freelance writer I can possibly be.
And you did. You did so much research. You pulled out your college books and you did tons of research online. You learned how to write a completely different style. It's not in here, is it?
The psychology books are in here.
No.
The writing books are in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh, no, right there. Keys for Writers.
Yep.
On the top shelf. Behind you.
Oh, yep.
I went through my college books. I went through Google. I did YouTube videos and didn't get lost in YouTube for a change.
No.
I actually watched how to write videos.
Yeah.
And I became the best freelance writer I could possibly be. And I have built one hell of a career from it. So now, all that means is that I have to hunker down, learn everything I can about creative writing, and become the best author I can be. So, to manufacture triumph. Here. But yeah, I'm not gonna let it slow me down. I am nowhere near being done.
Yeah.
I'm still excited to finish Fury. Fury is turning out to be one hell of a story. Do you think Fury, right now as it is, because you've read the first 6 chapters, do you think Fury, the way it is now, is better than Kingmaker at the end?
Yeah.
Think?
I really do. I think it is.
Wait until I poof it up.
I think the first draft of Fury is better than your final draft of Kingmaker.
I thought so too. Not only because there's a lot more going on in it, it just, I don't know, the characters just seem to be more real.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, and that's not saying that there's not a bunch that needs work on. And
I told you when you read it, you're not reading it for grammar or anything else.
Yeah.
I just want to know if there's enough of one person in this book.
Yep.
Because I wasn't sure if I had her in there enough. So, yeah, I still have to go through and rewrite or polish it up before it's done. But still, I thought it was compelling. I liked Kingmaker. I don't care what the guy is.
Right.
And that's okay. You know? You just roll with it. Learn, advance, because there is no such thing as a failure as long as you're willing to learn from the experience. I've learned quite a bit over the past 6 weeks, so I'm fairly confident that going forward, it's just going to get better and better. So, yeah. Cool. Alrighty, I guess we're going to wrap this up since everybody's kind of quiet. Everybody kind of disappeared on us.
That's okay.
Like they always do.
It's okay. Tell everybody good night.
Alright. And if you're watching this after the live stream, don't forget that Kingmaker, that we've been talking about all night tonight, is available on Amazon in paperback, ebook, and hardcover format, and the link is in the description down below. It's my debut novel into dark fantasy. And I thought it was written well. Fuck the reviewer. No. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always hit me up on social media, on Twitter and Facebook-ish. I'm not really that active on Twitter, but I do get messages as they come in. I am more active on Threads and Instagram lately, and obviously YouTube. We didn't bail. No, I've got 3 people that never bail, so it's all good. Angela did. That's okay. I got sidetracked. Or you can contact me on WriterSanctuary.com's website.
Yes. The contact pages on...
I'm missing a bunch.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, hit me up on social media. Or use the contact form on WriterSanctuary.com's website. Or comment on this or any other video that I have, because I do reply to just about everything that comes my way. Even the trolls. I had one troll me the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was how to manage your money from tax broker, or how tax broker pay works and how to manage it. And it was based off of a blog post. And he wrote blah, blah, blah. But he spelled it B-L-A. So I got on and said, it's pronounced B-L-A-H, blah, as in blah, blah, blah. I spelled it right. He never replied.
Did you get back to that one guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, even the trolls, some of the trolls I'll respond to if they're stupid. So.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Everybody have a great week. Join us tomorrow night live on Crossing Colorado's YouTube for our podcast.
Man.
I don't know what the topic will be. I'll figure it out.
You never do.
Ever.
Come up with a topic 5 minutes before the show.
30 minutes? You require me to have it came up with 30 minutes before the show.
No, usually I get it up by 6 because we can get the thumbnail up. So
yeah. So an hour.
I just wish you'd give me enough time to research the fucking topic.
Someday that'll happen.
I know. You know what's funny about tonight's show? Is that I had this... Well, you saw my list of all the bullet points I want to cover. But after talking with you and Kyle, and then actually analyzing what the reviewer wrote, it's almost like the sudden shock of it wore off. And then I'm like, the more I think of it, the more I'm thinking, I don't think this guy knew what he was talking about.
Right.
And so, half those points didn't really matter. I don't know.
No.
That's what happens when you jump the gun on yourself, I guess.
Right?
You get too reactive.
Yeah.
Reactionary. I reacted negatively to 2 stars. I didn't go and blow something up. I did eat kind of junk tonight, though. But I needed some
and brownies and chocolate milk for dinner.
I wanted some comfort food, but now I'm thinking, I don't think I really did.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I'm like, I don't think that bugged me nearly as I thought it was gonna.
Yeah. Because you're a better person than you were 10 years ago.
True that. I have gotten
Everybody have a great night. Have a great week. Thanks for joining
Have a good
us.
one, and we'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget that if you do have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always write everything down in the comment section. I keep going over this. Anyway, I've been drinking. Leave me alone. Have a good evening, and I'll see you next time.
Not this one.
Not that one.